Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is John. I am super excited. You'll see I'm wearing my Resilient Lady t-shirt today. That's because I just got back from a 10-day sailing with Virgin Voyage. This was my 5th cruise with Virgin Voyages, and we had an absolute blast. There are some things that I wanted to point out that you should pack or plan on packing to make sure that your sailing with Virgin Voyages is the best experience that you can have. So in today's video, I'm going to go through my top items that you need to pack for your Virgin Voyages cruise to make sure that you have that outstanding experience with Virgin Voyages. The very last thing that I'm going to tell you to pack is probably the most important, and it is something that if you do not bring, your trip will not be a success on Virgin Voyages. So you'll want to stick around for that. If you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please click that like button below and also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm a small creator just getting started and I have huge goals, but I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Remember, these are the things that I highly recommend you pack for your next Virgin Voyages cruise. Let's go. I've been traveling nonstop since I was 16, so I figured, why not start a YouTube channel? Welcome to Jetlag John. All right, so I've mentioned in several of my other past videos about Virgin Voyages that Virgin Voyages is a little different than other cruise lines. So if you are used to traveling with Carnival or Royal or Holland America, MSC, Celebrity, any of the other bigger cruise lines, Virgin Voyages is going to be a little bit different. Therefore, you don't need to pack certain things that you would have to pack for other cruise lines, and there's definitely some things that you'll want to pack that you might not pack if you go on another line. So before we get started, I will have links to all of the products that I will be going over today down in the description below. The first item that I am going to talk about that you need to pack with your Virgin Voyages cruise is a pair of water shoes. This was something that I completely forgot about the very first time we went. I just brought a pair of sandals, no big deal. When we went on excursions out on the beaches, everything like that, I really wish I would have had a pair of water shoes. So this is the pair that I have. They're pretty standard for water shoes, but there are a couple things that I really like about these. Again, I got these on Amazon. They weren't super expensive. You can pick them up for probably 20-30 bucks on Amazon, but they're really good. And one of the things that I really like is right here on the very front, they have this little tie where you can actually tighten the shoes so they actually give you a pretty snug fit. These also float, which is nice, so if you do lose a shoe, it's not going to sink to the bottom or anything like that. Other thing that I like about this is they have a and these are dirty because I literally just unpacked these from my suitcase, but they have a very grip heavy rubber sole. This is going to be really important if you're going to be climbing on any sort of rocks, formations, or anything like that. So make sure that you get a pair of water shoes that has a very grip heavy sole on it. The other thing that I like about these is on the toe, the grip or the sole actually comes up over your toes. So if you're walking in the water and you bump your toe up against a rock or something like that, it's going to protect your toes so you don't break a toenail or bruise your toe or break a toe as well. So there's a little extra protection there. So definitely recommend a good pair of water shoes. And like I said, you can pick these up on Amazon, and I have the link down for this specific pair down in the comments below. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to pack is something red. So on Virgin Voyages, they have Scarlet Night, which if you've never experienced Scarlet Night or are new to Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Night is a themed night on the ship where they turn the entire ship red. Everybody dresses in scarlet red, and there's a huge pool party followed by an after party down in the Manor, which is the dance club. It's a fantastic experience. Now, Virgin Voyages, when it comes to dress code, is very lenient compared to other cruise lines. They have a very much come as you are mentality. However, you will feel a little bit out of place on Scarlet Night if you don't have something red. It's really kind of up to you, as long as you bring something that has a splash of red in it. Just to give you an example, this is the red polo that I usually wear. This is usually my Scarlet Night outfit. So This is, like I said, super simple. It was super cheap on Amazon. I think I got it on an Amazon Prime Day deal. So just keep it a lookout, but don't forget to pack something red. One of the unique things about Virgin Voyages is they are really big on sustainability. One of the other things around sustainability that's really important to Virgin Voyages is the protection of the sea and the sea life. So one of the things that I highly recommend bringing with you is sunscreen, but not just any sunscreen. What I recommend grabbing is a reef safe sunscreen, and it will say reef safe right on it. You can do an Amazon search for reef safe sunscreen, and it'll give you a whole bunch of different ones. I really like this brand. It's called Kula. I've used it now for a couple of our cruises. It's really, really good. It smells fantastic as well. As you're applying it, reapplying it, swimming in the ocean, sitting on the beach, you don't have to worry about those harmful chemicals getting into the water and causing any sort of damage to any of the sea life. And this brand by Kula is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. As I just mentioned with the sunscreen, Virgin Voyages has a commitment to sustainability. So they do not use single-use plastic bottles on board. So there's a couple different things that I recommend that you pack to make sure that you're aligning and taking advantage of all of this. And one is a water bottle. This is a water bottle by Owala. I really like it. It's really nice. It's got a screw top. It locks, keeps everything kind of, it's insulated. So if you put ice or anything like that in here, it's going to keep it nice and cold for you as well. But around the ship, they have water refill stations where you can refill your water bottles at any time. Also in your stateroom, they will have craft of water for you, and you can either get still or sparkling water in that, and they will refill that automatically once or twice a day. However, if you need more than that, you can always on the tablet in your room, you can request them to come and refill your water as well, and they'll come as many times as you need to. Bring a water bottle, and like I said, I really like this one from Owala. It works really, really well, and again, the link for this down in the description below. All right, the next item goes right along with that reusable water bottle that I was telling you about. I never go on a Virgin Voyage cruise without packing some hydration packs. So these are hydration packs. These are by Waterboy. This is a brand that I really like. Liquid IV is another brand that is fantastic to use. Liquid IV actually has an immune boost hydration pack as well, which has got some extra vitamin C and some zinc in it as well. But if you are like me and like to drink on vacation, these are a lifesaver. Now, the next item I'm going to talk about is something if you plan on going out into the ports, going out onto the beach, anything like that, you'll want to make sure that you take some sort of bag. This is my beach bag that I like to use when I go out. It's a little bit bigger, but what I like about it is, first off, up at the very top, there's a drawstring to tighten this down. So that's really nice, so you can kind of secure everything. It's big enough to fit a couple beach towels in there, which is really nice. There's also some hidden pockets on the inside, so if you do need to take your passport off the boat or take a photo ID or your wallet or anything like that, you can kind of hide that on the inside here as well. This is a fantastic find. The other thing that I like is this is meant specifically for the beach. And I say that because down here at the bottom, it actually unzips and has a mesh screen. So if you're putting sandals, any sort of beach towel, anything like that that might have sand in it, you can actually just unzip this bottom piece, shake the bag a little bit, and all of that extra sand will just fall out of the bottom. So I highly recommend this one. This is also good to just take with you if you're going into port and just wandering around, or you're going on an excursion, maybe not necessarily to a beach, but you want to carry some things with you, like your wallet or anything else that you might want to take with you off the boat. This is fantastic. You can also use this as a carry-on when you get on the boat as well. So one of the things that I highly recommend is carrying on a bag to when you board your Virgin Voyages cruise. So you'll drop your main luggage when you first get to the port. They will take that and it will be delivered to your room. However, that can sometimes take a little bit. It's faster than most other cruise lines with Virgin, but it can take a little bit. So packing an extra set of clothes, maybe your medication, anything like that in a carry-on bag before you get on the boat is highly recommended. And this is a great bag to be able to do that. All right, one of the last things that I wanted to talk about that you need to pack when you're going on Virgin Voyages, or something that you should take into consideration, is in the stateroom and across the ship, there are plenty of areas and outlets to charge all of your electronics. However, there is no USB-C ports in the staterooms or around the ship. So if you have a charger that has USB-C on it, you will not be able to plug that directly, that USB-C cable directly into charge. So I have found these little dongles that are super nice. They are, one side has USB-C, the other side has USB-A, which is the plugs that they do have around the ship and in your stateroom. And so that allows you to use those USB charging cables in those outlets as well. So just like you would get a normal power adapter if you were traveling overseas, I highly recommend getting some of these little dongles that you can kind of convert your USB-C cables into USB-A. Now, Brilliant Lady by Virgin Voyages, their 4th ship in their fleet, is coming out in September. I have heard some rumblings that they have included USB-C in their staterooms there. However, as of right now, on Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, and Resilient Lady, there is no USB-C power ports in your room. So if you do have a USB-C device that needs to be charged, make sure you either bring a power adapter or you pick up a couple of these little dongles from Amazon before you take off so that you can charge those devices. All right, so we finally come to the end where there is one thing that I've been promising that if you bring on your Virgin Voyages cruise, it is going to change your entire experience. And that is, and I know I'm going to get heat about this in the comments because I've been building it up, but you need to bring, when you sail on Virgin Voyages, an open mind. Virgin Voyages is very different from other cruise lines, and if you are set on cruising the way other cruise lines do, and you get on Virgin Voyages not knowing what to expect, you will be shocked. There is no doubt about that. So when you sail on Virgin Voyages, please bring an open mind. Virgin Voyages has a very come as you are, be who you are mentality about their ships. If you are easily offended by adult humor, if you are easily offended by seeing 2 guys or 2 women dancing together, if you get easily offended by seeing a drag queen be part of the entertainment and be very active around the ship, Virgin Voyages may not be the cruise line for you. I say that with the utmost respect. When we were on Resilient Lady, some of you may have seen, there was an altercation happening around a person who was dancing without their shoes. Somebody took offense to that, and there was an altercation. I don't want to go into it. I was there, I witnessed it, so I don't want to go into any details, but one thing that will make your trip the best trip possible is going in with an open mind. You are going to see things, you are going to experience things that you wouldn't necessarily experience on any other cruise line. So when you are sailing with Virgin Voyages, make sure you are going into that experience with an open mind. And if you do get easily offended, Virgin Voyages may not be the cruise line for you. Virgin Voyages is about having fun and being who you are, where you are, and coming as you are. And that's really important to the Virgin brand. And if you do not align with some of those things or are easily offended, Virgin Voyages is probably not the best cruise for you. All right, well, that concludes my list of things that you need to pack for your next Virgin Voyages cruise. I hope this was helpful. Like I mentioned earlier, if you have another item that I missed, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Or if you have a question about something that you should or should not pack for your Virgin Voyages cruise, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I would love to be a resource for you as it relates to anything Virgin Voyages. So if you have any questions, Virgin Voyages related, please leave it down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, you're enjoying this video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel as well. I'm going to be posting out a ton more videos about our latest Virgin Voyages cruise, some about destinations and some other helpful tips and tricks about Virgin Voyages. So if you want, turn on those notifications so that you're aware of when those videos get posted as well. Until next time, I am John. Thank you for visiting my channel, Jetlag John, and I will see you in the next one.